Hello, my name is AJ Altman. I'm the founder and CEO of Hover. This is my colleague, Kevin Riley. He's our executive vice president in charge of all of our insurance efforts here. Thank you, DIA, for giving us a chance to kick this off. I'm going to be starting this by giving you kind of a quick overview of our company and then kicking it over to Kevin. If we could switch to the demo screen, please. So before I start, I wanted to comment that I picked the most heinous American architecture I could find for this demo. You Europeans do a lot of things better than us, not least of which your residential architecture, so I didn't even try. And on a serious note, you'll see a lot of architecture that comes from American buildings. Most of our customer base is in the US or in North America. That's not to say that our technology doesn't work in any region with any architecture. That's really a non-starter question. Certainly could talk after the fact about that, but just wanted to kind of set the discussion. Hover generates structured 3D data from computer vision and deep learning, right? So let's unpack that, because there's a lot going on. Structured 3D, what does that mean, right? So this is an example of a Hover data package, and this is a Hover building object. When I say it's structured, I mean three things. It is simplified, classified, and segmented, right? It's simplified, meaning you all have probably started to see a lot of very cool 3D demos in this world. Almost all of those demos are generated through a technique called structure from motion, and they're generating a data type that is typically referred to as a point cloud. It is a blob of points. It looks pretty in certain scenes. It is aesthetically interesting, but it's not terribly useful, right? So structured for us means useful. Those planes that are coplanar are coplanar. We don't have a lot of little planes that are nearly coplanar representing a blob of data. Similarly, those segments that are nearly collinear are actually collinear. Our technology simplifies all that geometry to make the data useful. Classified and segmented, meaning every single material on this building object is actually not only visually broken down to look good, but every line in this scene is actually known within the data model, right? So we know what percentage of roofing material versus siding material versus masonry is on this building object. So simplified, segmented, and classified. That's the structured piece. From computer vision and deep learning, right? So to get to that simplification to something useful requires a lot of impressive technology. You know, we built our company in San Francisco, and we like to joke about how you drive up Highway 101, which drives into San Francisco, and you see billboards on the wall, and they say, Company X, we do computer vision and deep learning. Company Y, we do computer vision and deep learning. Well, we actually use this technology in our algorithms and get paid every day to generate this data. The second piece of that is we build this information from photos, right? So in order to make this work, thankfully we have an internet connection, these photos generated this building object, right? We told our engineers this has to work if my mom is given the app to walk around the house and take photos, right? It's the late majority or laggard consumer that we are trying to reach so that they can collect this data to provide these inputs so we can generate data that's useful for you all. I think the operative term for Hover is transparency, right? When I said useful, what we're trying to get at is structured data that one can derive actual numbers that you all can use to price things. Because consumers have been conditioned by the Amazons of the world to expect not only a price, but line item pricing to understand why the price is what the price is. And that gives them confidence, and at the end of the day, gives them trust in you. So that's what we're all about. Couple quick things. Our customers today in the US include the largest retailer in the US, in North America, Home Depot, the largest distributor in the US, this is Beacon Roofing Supply, publicly traded, and then thousands of the largest contracting companies in the US. And then lastly, I know there's some finance folks in the room today. We recently closed our Series B. Google Ventures led that round, and then the followers included Home Depot and Standard Industries, which you may not know, but some of you in the room may know BMI Group, which Standard Industries is the parent company of. So that's a quick high level. Maybe, Kevin, can you talk a little bit about how our customers are using Hover for claims?
Absolutely. Thanks, AJ. It's great to be here. Let's talk about the value proposition for claims, because we're also going to talk about underwriting before we end. On the claims side, carriers in the U.S. are looking to reduce cost. There's about 6 million exterior property claims each year in the U.S. The indemnification costs are about $30 billion, but carriers also spend another $3 billion adjusting those claims. And a full 50% of that $3 billion is spent with the adjuster scheduling time and traveling to the home to do an inspection. So we've introduced this product you're about to see called Hover Connect, which allows a carrier to invite a homeowner to snap these photos with our app, and this data package goes back to an adjuster. Our largest customer in the U.S. now has 700 desk adjusters using Hover every day, inviting the homeowner at first notice of loss to snap these photos. We then deliver that package back to the carrier and to the homeowner simultaneously, and those claims, over 90% of those claims are resolved remotely without having to inconvenience the homeowner and show up and spend hours on site inspecting and measuring things. So AJ, you want to show Hover Connect?
Easiest demo in the world, right? So an adjuster has a new claim. They can simply enter the homeowner's name, the lead number, their phone number, their email address. Please don't email me. This is mine. The address where the claim is occurring, and the data type that they're looking for, and they can invite that homeowner. Right, that's been sent off, and now you can see this job is waiting for that homeowner to now they've received an email, they'll download the app, and we've automatically linked that consumer who's downloaded a version of our app to that claims adjuster with that carrier, such that when that consumer hovers that property, the claims adjuster is notified when that package is ready and can adjust that claim remotely, right? So a couple other quick things here. We, as we wait on the homeowner to complete that, we're running out of time. One of the things that we notice, two things. One I can't show you. We have a lot of export capability with this technology, which some of you saw last year, the ability to export our data in many formats for our enterprise customer. We also have an API that allows us to, on the back end, link up to our enterprise partners. For example, our partner here, Symbility today, allows us to inject our measurement data into a pipeline or a process to actually price these claims. Lastly, I think one of the things, we came here today to talk really about Hover Connect and how consumers are engaging in claims. We're now realizing that you can see this is my data set, right, as a claims adjuster. And as a carrier, our U.S. carrier customers are amassing a massive amount of data. And so they're quickly pulling us toward this realization that they want a Hover data package for every single new underwriting event that they experience. Kevin, can you talk a little more about that?
Yeah, carriers are looking to improve their combined loss ratios, and one way to do that is to get better data from a risk management perspective before they write that policy, and then periodically through renewal. We've been pulled by 100% of our carrier customers into the risk management underwriting area, and we can show you some of the underwriting output. It's a different derived data set that focuses on risk factors around the property. And like I said, 100% of our carriers are interested in that. It's a virtual self-service inspection product, and we're very excited about it. The goal being, carriers want this data set for every single property they insure, and we're happy to supply it and make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, I think we lost that in our demo, the underwriting package that we're now working with our U.S. carriers on. But I guess we're out of time. Thank you very much for the time again. DIA, Reggie, and team, thank you so much for giving us a chance to kick this off today. We made a decision last year when we came here to start to engage this market, and really became fairly overwhelmed by our U.S. carrier business as we are growing very rapidly. We came back again this year because we now, with the fundraising and growing our team, we've doubled our team in the last 6 months, are really looking for the right strategic partner here in Europe to kind of bring this technology to Europe. And so we're excited to meet you all here after this event. Thank you.
Thank you all.